It is a WRAL weather alert day for a winter weather advisory that goes into effect tonight. I'll show you who has the best chance of seeing a little light wintry precipitation.
Durham shooting. 2 people are dead after a suspected murder-suicide. This is a live look at the investigation this morning. What the WRAL Breaking News Tracker is learning as to what led to this. Raleigh road conditions. Parts of our area are still dealing with slick spots after the snowstorm. How city crews are working to get secondary roads and sidewalks back in safe condition. But the main interstate's looking really good. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Wednesday morning, and it is a WRAL weather alert day. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. And first, we'll start off with some on and off showers that we'll be seeing throughout the day.
A lot of the showers that we see today will be from the Triangle area south and east, and that's what we're seeing right now. Not a whole lot of rain. Renee and I both were just talking in the break right before we came on. Just a little bit of drizzle, a little sprinkle when we came in this morning. But from Smithfield to Dunn, south and east, so especially from Wilson to Goldsboro, back down to Fayetteville and across much of Sampson County, you're seeing some showers right now. We will see that lifting back to the north. We have a warm front here. We're on the warmer side of that front right now, and so we did see a lot of melting yesterday, but the front will come through, and behind it, the cold air will come rushing in, and cold air catching up to precipitation to form wintry weather is not usually a very good accumulation maker for us. Here's a look at Futurecast as we go through the morning, and you can see a lot of that rain, at least through lunchtime, is down to the south. After that, it begins to lift northward slightly, and then the colder air comes rushing in during the evening. Notice there's just not a whole lot of precipitation left once that cold air arrives. So again, we're looking at very light amounts. It's more of a heads up, hey, this is what you could see kind of a thing. So from Wellington to Smithfield northward, we can see a trace to an inch, a much better chance of seeing closer to an inch up near the Virginia line. But a lot of us could end up seeing just a little bit of wintry mix. We take a look at Pinehurst this morning, and 38 degrees is our temperature in the Triangle. We have a southwest wind at 3 miles per hour, and so that is keeping our temperatures nice and mild today. We're above freezing for the first time in the morning in 2 weeks. We'll keep it cool this afternoon with highs in the low 40s with that chance of scattered showers.
Elizabeth, thank you. Breaking news. Right now, Durham police are at the scene of a shooting where 2 people were found dead. Ali Kadlabar is live on Crest Street in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker from that scene. Ali, investigators say this appears to be a murder-suicide.
And Renee, this has been a very lengthy investigation. We've seen officers go in and out of this apartment building where it appears to be where that shooting happened. And we can see police tape lining that apartment. Now, take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. It shows the front side of this unit, and that's where we saw investigators taking photos of what looked like a bullet hole in the window. We also saw them gathering evidence upstairs. Durham police say a shooting was reported at this apartment off Crest Street around 10 last night. Officers found a man and woman shot. They were pronounced dead at the scene, and police say right now it appears to be a murder-suicide. And right now we're working to find out what led up to this shooting, if the man and woman knew each other, and if anybody was inside the unit when this all happened. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Many secondary roads, parking lots, and sidewalks in our area are still slick and icy days after the weekend's winter weather. Kelsey Coffey is in the WRAL Storm Tracker in Raleigh this morning. Kelsey, there are still trouble spots out there that people need to watch for.
Yes, Renee, so right now we are live on Wade Avenue. We'll go ahead and give you a live look at road conditions here from the Storm Tracker. But let's take you to some video now where you should see a site that's pretty familiar that we've seen across our viewing area for the past couple of weeks. Sidewalks being an icy mess. The city of Raleigh says its crews have been stretched thin clearing roads, and the transportation director says that sidewalks are lower on their priority list right now. A spokesperson for the city says their top priority is tackling the roadways and high traffic areas. And this issue with sidewalks is now even impacting some city leaders.
I had to kind of walk in the street because it was the only place that was plowed.
Right, so that could be a dangerous situation for some folks, so just be careful out there. We'll go ahead and give you this live look again at Wade Avenue. We'll keep tracking any secondary roads that we see with any icy or slick spots. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Wake schools and the other school districts in yellow here on this map are on a 2-hour delay this morning. The districts you see in red are closed, and that includes Orange, Edgecombe, and Wayne County schools. The counties in green will have remote learning today. Durham and Harnett County schools are back open today on regular schedules. A full list of closings and delays is on WRAL.com. This is the second week in a row winter weather has kept students home from school for multiple days in a row. From shoveling to plowing, custodial staff members have been working 12-plus hours a day to clear parking lots and walkways of Wake County schools. And those students will be back in the classroom today after they had a remote learning day yesterday and a snow day on Monday.
I think it comes down to a manpower issue. Obviously, we're not geared in North Carolina to handle snow events on a real regular basis.
That was Director of Facilities Mark Strickland. He says Wake Schools has 5 trucks available for plowing. He says they ran out of salt after the first storm, and they are nearly out again after this past weekend storm. He's hoping we'll get through the rest of the winter without a lot of snow. Now is the time to download the free WRAL weather app. You can keep up to date on the latest forecasts and conditions. Turn on notifications and alerts to know how winter weather will affect your neighborhood. Today, a Raleigh police detective will wrap up his testimony in the sentencing hearing for Austin Thompson, the teen who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing 5 people in Raleigh's Hedingham community. A judge will decide how long Thompson will be in prison. It was an emotional first day of testimony yesterday as family members of the victims took to the stand to recall what happened that October day in 2022, and that include Tom Karnitz, whose wife Sue was killed.
And every day for the rest of my life, I'll wake up and Sue will not be lying next to me, and that will make that day hard.
The state is expected to present its case for the next 3 days. Today, we'll learn the latest crime statistics for North Carolina schools. The State Department of Public Instruction will issue its report of data on assaults, weapon possession, and drug possession. Crime dropped during the 2023-24 school year after a post-pandemic spike. The number of students found with a weapon dropped to the second lowest number since 2007. However, WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says a couple of statistics have been rising for years.
Possession of drugs is something we've really seen a big increase in. I mean, numbers in the past couple of years are far, far higher than looking back, 15, 20 years ago.
The State Board of Education is set to hear the report at 1 this afternoon. WRAL will follow the release of the new numbers. You can find out more about them in the education section of WRAL.com. Deputies in Arizona are investigating reports of possible ransom notes to the disappearance of the mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says 2 reports of ransom notes have been sent to news organizations referencing Nancy Guthrie. Deputies are working with the FBI to pin down a timeline of when she was taken from her home. The Sheriff's Office also says it has taken DNA samples from the home and dispatched search and rescue crews to look for clues. Savannah Guthrie has withdrawn from NBC's coverage of the Winter Olympics to be with her family. This morning, the government is back open. The House passed a funding package yesterday, ending the brief shutdown. President Trump signed the bill into law, funding the federal government through September, with the exception of the Department of Homeland Security. DHS will be funded for 2 weeks. This gives lawmakers time to secure a bipartisan deal with Democrats demanding reforms to immigration enforcement. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, Tom Yamas's interview with President Donald Trump from the White House. You can watch a portion of that interview during NBC Nightly News tonight at 6:30. Speaking of the Olympics, Team USA got some good news. Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn says she plans to try to compete on a torn ACL. She injured her knee during a race last week in Switzerland. She says as long as she has a chance to win, she is not letting go of an Olympic comeback.
Considering how my knee feels, it feels stable, I feel strong. My knee is not swollen, and with the help of a knee brace, I am confident that I can compete on Sunday. I will do everything in my power to be in that starting gate.
Vonn is scheduled to hit the slopes tomorrow for training. It all leads up to the opening ceremony on Friday. WRAL is your home for the Olympics. We have you covered on all the action from Italy, from the opening ceremony to the closing. It is 4:40 on your Wednesday. Feeling the strain. Many North Carolina businesses have been forced to close for back-to-back weekends because of winter weather. The toll it is taking on their profits and the community. Let's give you a live look right now at Rocky Mount Mills. Most of the day is going to see a chilly rain, and it ends with a wintry mix. Just ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will draw the fine line between light snow, sleet, freezing rain, and plain old rain.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:44, taking a live look at Chapel Hill this morning. All's quiet out there right now. Temperatures are not as cold as they have been. We're sitting above freezing pretty much everywhere. 33 in Roxborough, 34 in Lewisburg, 45 in Fayetteville, 39 in Irwin, 34 in Rocky Mount, and 39 in Goldsboro. Our southeastern counties do have a little bit of light patchy rain falling right now. It's not going to be very much to have to deal with, but if you are sending your kids to school in that area, anywhere south and east of Raleigh, you probably want to send along the raincoat or the umbrella. They may need that first thing this morning. We'll have a chance of seeing that precipitation turning over to a little bit of light wintry precipitation overnight. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the low 40s, and so we're going to be cool again with just a little bit of light patchy rain. Definitely cloudy coming up. I'll take a closer look at the map and show you what you could see tonight where you are.
Elizabeth, thank you. A massive data center proposal in southern Wake County is raising questions, not just about one neighborhood, but about North Carolina's future. In New Hill, developers want to build a campus of 4 data center buildings, each about the size of a super Walmart, just down the road from homes and farmland. The centers are spreading across North Carolina, fueled by the rapid growth of artificial intelligence. They run around the clock using massive amounts of electricity and large volumes of water to keep servers cool. Researchers say that the impact could reshape the state's future.
If we aren't judicious and forward-thinking about the ways in which we're meeting this data center demand, we're not just going to be contributing to increasing emissions and water usage, we're also going to be contributing to growing electricity bills. We're going to be contributing to potential stranded assets in the future if we build beyond what the demand actually is.
As demand surges, utilities say meeting it will require major grid upgrades, costs that are shared by all ratepayers. Duke Energy also plans to keep coal plants online for years longer than originally planned, impacting air quality. Tonight at 6, WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin digs deeper into North Carolina's data center boom and what it could mean for the environment and your wallet. Democratic state lawmakers and advocates for minorities are voicing their frustration against immigration crackdowns across the U.S. State House member Renee Price of Orange County is accusing the Trump administration of domestic terrorism. During a news conference yesterday, Price and others called for an end to immigration agents deporting children, arresting journalists, and shooting U.S. citizens. The North Carolina Republican Party pushed back at the Democrats' accusations. The party said in a statement the American people continue to support removing illegal immigrants from our country in large numbers. 2 back-to-back weekends of winter weather are taking a toll on small businesses across the state. The snow and ice force many retailers and restaurants to close their doors. Weekends are often some of the busiest days, and some owners say being closed hit them hard. Mike's Kitchen in Gastonia says it lost nearly $10,000 last week alone.
Both Saturday and Sunday, which was took a big hit as a business, and because we have food that spoils, and then we also have 2 of our busiest days that we're losing out on.
It definitely affects our staff, because when we can't be opened, they also can't be paid because they're not working, and then we also can't be there for our community.
Some local associations are working to support those businesses, asking people to keep them in mind as they reopen. Now, this past weekend's winter weather did bring plenty of joy to people across the state. Take a look at this video of a North Carolina officer singing to an 87-year-old woman during a welfare check. Wow, he sings and plays piano? That's wonderful. This past weekend, Atlantic Beach officers were out checking on neighbors. And when one group checked on an 87-year-old woman, she invited them to come inside. So that's when Officer Johnny there asked if he could play for her. And of course, she said yes. He sat down and played the entire song. Lovely serenade. The family of the woman says that although it was a small moment, it meant the world to them. Oh, glad we could share that with you. He has a wonderful voice. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, and we have precipitation coming today, and most of it will be rain for a lot of folks.
Yes, and music is so healing. If you're, just feeling down about the weather that we've had, turn on a little music, relax a little bit. We're looking at nothing that's going to be a major impact for us this time around. It is a weather alert day for really this evening, overnight tonight, into early tomorrow morning. There might be just a little bit of slush on the roads north of I-40. The wintry mix will begin sometime after sunset tonight. And in our northern counties, it could be a light snow sleet mix with a little bit of light accumulation. We take a look at what's happening outside right now. This is a look at our temperature, 38. Our winds are southeast at 3 miles per hour. We're going to hold it here in the 30s, which is a bit on the uncomfortable side, but temperatures are above freezing. And we had a warm day yesterday, and that really melted most of the snow that was lingering. So 38 degrees this morning, the first morning that we've seen above freezing since January 23rd. So it's been 2 weeks since we started a morning above freezing. Of course, we're going to see some rain out there too as we get through this afternoon. And we do have a winter weather advisory. It's in effect for the entire viewing area, but really our best chance of anything accumulating is going to be from the Triangle area northward. Let's walk through and take a look at precipitation and temperatures together. A small chance of a shower this morning. This is a look at lunchtime. Mostly what we'll see will be south and east of the Triangle. We're in the upper 30s in the north and low to mid 40s down south. Once we get to 5 o'clock, we start to see the temperatures cooling off a little bit up to the north. By 9 o'clock, we're looking at freezing temperatures from Lewisburg to South Hill to Roxborough, and that's where we could have just a little snow falling, maybe a little sleet mixing in with some rain. But by the time you get down to Raleigh, it's 34 in Sanford, and then we'll see temperatures fall a little bit more. So then we get to 29 in Sanford, Benson 31. Almost everybody's below freezing by 2 a.m., but notice that there's pretty much no precipitation left after that. So this is going to be a quick event that's mostly for our northern counties where we could see a trace to an inch, a lot more probably of a trace than an inch across our area. So we're looking at this being a weaker system. It's definitely not as cold as what we saw over the weekend, but overnight tonight we do get cold again down to 28. It's 23 Friday, 20 degrees on Sunday morning. So more cold air arrives. Tomorrow's high is only 39 and it stays chilly for us over the weekend. Our weekend plan are breezy and chilly on Saturday at 41 and Sunday is 42. Sunday Super Bowl, of course. It looks lovely in San Francisco at 63. How would you like our temperatures to get back into the 60s? Well, we might. Look at that, 55 on Tuesday. So it does look like things are going to start to swing the other direction next week, and maybe we would hit 60, Renee.
That would be wonderful. Okay, looking forward to that. 451 dramatic debuts, a new crime thriller following a con artist, and a figure skating romance grabs another season. What's new coming to your screens? Plus, inventing in creative futures, the big surprise for kids in Detroit from 3 music stars.